Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and showing you guys how to use the new e.l.f. Camo color correctors. I purchased these and I'm like, you know what, let me sit down, test out the formula, but also show you guys how to use them in case you're unfamiliar with color correcting. I'm really excited because these are only $4 each. So let's just go ahead and get right into this video because I'm super excited to transform this face. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling up a little bit of information on the e.l.f. color correctors. I did purchase them from the e.l.f. website, but I think you'll be able to find these pretty much anywhere in the next few weeks or so. So these are a hydrating, lightweight, and long-lasting color corrector in 5 shades to camouflage, discoloration, dullness, and redness. It's a hydrating and lightweight formula that layers well underneath foundations and concealers, available in a wide range of shades for all color correcting needs and skin tones. Long-lasting, crease-resistant, full coverage with a satin finish infused with hyaluronic acid. So the key ingredients in here are hyaluronic acid, like I just mentioned, and also rose flower water. So we're gonna first talk about these 3. So we're gonna start off with the yellow color corrector. This camouflages dullness in fair to medium skin tones. Personally for me, I like to use a yellow corrector for when I want brightening. So whenever I want that extra brightening and I feel like my under eyes are very like dull and just tired, I feel like I can go in with this because I feel like in the under eyes where I like the most brightness. For me, you guys know that I always go like a shade or 2 lighter than my actual foundation on my under eye, so I feel like this does a good job for that. Next up, we have here the shade Peach, which camouflages spots and darkness found under the eyes in fair to medium skin tones. So I feel like these kind of are similar in terms of they do a good job of camouflaging that dullness and also adding a more brightening effect. It just really depends on kind of what finish you want. I feel like if you're around my complexion, you want something more neutral, I think this will be great. But I feel like if you want more of a brightened up effect, I think the yellow one will be fantastic for you. Now, this one right here is the orange color corrector, and this offers the same benefits as these two, but this works best for deeper skin tone. Next up, we have here the green color corrector, which I feel like we're all very familiar with the green, but the green covers redness, blemishes, and rosy cheeks in all skin tones, which if you guys know, I have rosacea and I have very rosy cheeks. So I'm very excited to put this to the test on my complexion, see how it does, and kind of see how it works best for me. Now, this one you may be like, what on earth is this? Blue. Okay, so the blue color corrector visibly offsets orange or yellow tones in the skin. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the yellow one. What I'm gonna go ahead and do with the yellow one is, because I do want that like brightening effect in certain parts of my face, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just going to place this in the high points of my face, so like right here. Then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna be taking the peach shade and I'm going to be helping with that dullness on the under eyes, just so that you guys can see how this works. I will say I wish the doe foot applicator in this was a little larger, but it's okay. We'll make it work. The formula does feel very creamy. And then we're gonna be using the green one. So the green one is what I'm really excited to see how it'll do, just because you guys know I have a lot of redness on the cheeks and I also have rosacea on the nose. So I'm curious to see how this will do on different parts of my face. So I think the first place I'm gonna go ahead and start off with is right here. I'm just gonna do like little dots. So I'm just gonna be taking my sponge and I'm gonna start off by blending the yellow, and you guys can see how that just brightens up the complexion. Then over here as well. And you can also mix these in with your foundations or concealers for that maximum brightness as well. And it does offer pretty good coverage, and I feel like it's blending very easily. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my Sephora brush And I'm going to be using this to just go ahead and press in that peach corrector to the under eye so that you guys can see what it does right there. I'm making it look a little bit more awake. And look at the difference. That's just without even any concealer. So it definitely does help, you know, make that difference. This is like my go-to brush. This is the Sephora 71 brush. It is literally my favorite brush. And then all we have left is the green. So we're gonna go back in with a sponge, and I'm going to just begin blending the green out into the redness. And we are going to just minimize that redness. You guys can see how it's canceling out the redness. I personally don't do color correcting steps every single day. It's just too many steps for me. That's why most times when I do foundation reviews, I really talk about how I love a good full coverage foundation. Sometimes I just need to go and I need something that's gonna cover, and I feel like the products that I have and the products that I have launched do a good job of covering. But if you are looking for that extra step, or you want it for like special occasions, I think this is a great add-on when you do the color correcting. You guys can see that it cancels some of the redness. It doesn't cancel all of it on me just because I feel like my redness is very, very intense. But it definitely kind of puts almost like a layer over it. We're gonna go on the nose because I do have rosacea on there that I want to cover. I want to see how it does with my nose area, because my nose area tends to be texturized and dry, so I want to see if it's going to blend easily or have a hard time. Blending fine, but I will say I think that on the nose is pretty stubborn. Like, it's hard to cover everything. I don't think it's covering everything on the nose. I like the fact that the products are very lightweight. I feel like they're not heavy at all, which is definitely a plus, especially because you want this to be lightweight because you still have another layer of either foundation, concealer, or both to put on top. I have here a foundation that is currently a little too warm for me. So I'm gonna show you guys how I would take the color corrector. And personally, what I would do with this is I would probably first go in with the foundation on the back of my hand, and then I would take the color corrector and neutralize it before I put it on my face. So you can mix this in with your foundation or your concealer, and you're just gonna put it right there. Let's go in with more. I don't know why, but I'm not the biggest fan of this applicator. I feel like it's like a lipstick applicator. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna blend this all together. We're gonna begin to neutralize it. Just kind of have to trust the process, and you guys can see the difference. So you went from super warm to more neutral right there. Same foundation, just a little quick fix with the color corrector. I think today I'm gonna go in with the Juvia's Place Radiant Foundation that I've been really enjoying. I love the coverage on this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and put this on top of everything else that I have applied. And because we already have the base for the foundation and concealer in terms of that color correcting, I feel like it makes the process much easier, and it gives you less work to do when you are applying foundation or concealer, because you don't have to apply as much, because you already have those products beforehand, the color correctors, that do a great job of minimizing the work that you'll have to do when you go in with a foundation. I also think color correctors are great for somebody who perhaps just uses concealer and they're not like a foundation person, or maybe you're somebody that uses concealer or powder, and the powder that you use is a very lightweight powder, but you still want more coverage around your redness without having to apply foundation. I think is a great way to incorporate a color corrector in there and just get those really good results out of what you're looking for. What I wanna go ahead and do right now is I think I wanna add a little bit more of the color corrector, but this time I wanna go with the yellow one, just because for me personally, I feel like I would use the yellow one more than the peach tone on the under eyes, especially because like I mentioned, I do like brightness on my under eyes. So I'm gonna just go in and I'm gonna put some right here and some right there. I would say also, if you're trying to figure out how to base your color corrector, what I would do for your under eyes, what I would do is I would figure out, what do you prefer using when you set your under eye? Do you prefer using a yellow powder, like a banana powder, or do you prefer using kind of like a peach powder? And I have to say, like, I'm impressed with the fact that it's not too like yellow. Like, I feel like it just offers just enough brightness. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and use some of my concealer. I'm just gonna dot it right there. And then I'm gonna go back in with my little brush. And I'm just using this to press the product into the skin. And this is just going to allow for everything to really work beautifully together. I have to say, I'm very impressed with the fact that e.l.f. was able to come out with $4 correctors. Like, what? How much product is in here? 0.09 ounces, so nothing too crazy in product, but like I said, for $4, you can't really complain for what you're getting, because it's pretty good. The complexion's looking good, I have to say. And another thing that I really appreciate about these products is the fact that even though we went on with 3 different products on the under eyes and my under eyes crease very easily, the under eyes do not look or feel heavy, which is a major plus. Sometimes the under eyes can feel very heavy when you just go in with one concealer. So the fact that all 3 of these products, I went with 2 e.l.f. color correctors, and then I went in with my Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer, and it doesn't look cakey or like intense, is a really good thing. So I'm glad, and I feel like the claims of this being lightweight, hydrating on the color correctors are definitely accurate, because if there's one place that's gonna let me know, it's the under eyes and also the nose area, because the nose area, like I said, I have texture and rosacea. It can sometimes pull that product, and it's looking actually pretty good. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts on the color correctors and let you guys know any other little tips and tricks that I may have regarding them. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I am back. I finished my entire face of makeup right here, and I am ready to talk about the e.l.f. color correctors. So let's talk about them. I feel like you guys kind of got an idea of my thoughts on them throughout the review while I was explaining, you know, what I would use each one for. I definitely do feel like the best thing of these products is the price point. You cannot go wrong with a $4 color corrector. I mean, it's amazing. The only downside of, I feel like the price being so low is I feel like I'm not the biggest fan of this applicator. I mean, I feel like you look at it and you're like, what's the difference between any of the other ones? But lately we've been getting those big doe foot applicators, and I feel like it would have been really great to kind of see something like that, or maybe something a little bit more innovative that we've recently been seeing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being super picky, and with so many launches lately, I feel like you have to be very picky with what you get just because there's so many options. So besides that, I feel like it's great at the price point. I do feel like the color correctors did a beautiful job of really minimizing everything, and I feel like they are very lightweight, ultra hydrating, and they created a perfect canvas for me to apply the rest of my makeup. I hope that this video was helpful and informative. I will have these products linked down below in my description box so that you guys can check them out. If you guys have tried these, let me know what you are thinking of them down below in the comment section. Let's go ahead and start a conversation. If you haven't tried them, will you be checking them out, or will you be passing on them? Let me know. I always love interacting with you guys in the comment section, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon for a brand new video. Bye bonitas.